Okay, we're live. Welcome to the people in YouTube. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of people because most people on YouTube actually are expecting to be there tomorrow. And there is nowhere I can inform those who come to YouTube, basically. Right? So they will get the recording. That's the most important thing. So we will start exactly in a minute. Okay, let's go. Good afternoon, traders. Sorry, good afternoon, traders. Welcome to this weekly outlook. My apologies for having to change the time, but I just got an appointment that I can't cancel for tomorrow. So I hope you get extra time to watch the recording and you have more times to prepare for next week, right? So I'll go through this and then we'll take a Q&A. And that's it, right? Let's go. So I'm starting with the pound New Zealand because this one, I think, some people are worried about a pullback in it, right? And it's one of the things, if you're doing wave analysis, you must understand about it, right? Is that nothing goes in a straight line. That's the whole purpose. That's the name. The name is giving you the clue that it's waves analysis. So they go in waves. And all you had to do is look across here and you would see that if, oh, 1 second, I lost my drawing tool. Give me a second. Let me just grab that back. Let me just find it. Okay, hope I got it now. Yep, here. So if you look back here, you'd have seen that this pull back before they go, they pull back before they go, they pull back before they go. So they always pull back. Nothing new. See how deep this one pulled back? It still goes. So now, if you took the trade from there, that is where we took it. There are a number of ways you can manage a trade like that. One is you keep it. The second one is you get out of the trade once you start breaking out of here, get out of the trade there, let it do what it has to do and look for another sell. Actually, if you get out there, you could have sold right back at the top there. Right? There are many ways you can manage a trade if you know what the structure is doing, right? There are ways you can manage your trade if you know what the structure is doing. So one of the things you must know if you want to become a successful trader is how structure behaves. I think I say this almost in every single webinar that I do. That is the whole purpose of learning wave analysis. You don't panic, you don't jump, you don't go crazy. You just look and when something is moving, if it's not going exactly the way you expect it to go, you also know how it's going to behave, whether the outcome of the whole structure you're seeing is, did that change the structure? Did that change the structure? No, it didn't, because they actually came back immediately. For those of you who are not in it, you're pretty happy about it because now you can look at this piece and say, well, I might get a chance of selling it from there. And that could be your opportunity. Can this thing actually, let's just look at the other option. Can this actually go and break this top again? It can. If you know anything about wave analysis, we can break this top. And that would still not change the structure going down. Right? We can go break that top and we will still come back here. Right? That is how wave analysis works. You just have to understand what structure you'll be looking for. So let me give you a very similar example like this. That is the Euro Pong. I think all of you who follow me for more than a year would remember this one. When this one was going up, right? All of you would remember when this was going up. We had a very similar structure here. Why is it so slow? Okay, you would remember this piece here. We had this move down. We made this, we made 1, we made 2, and we were going for the 3. And my thought was let them break this top, and then we're going to expect this to come down like that. That is the most common pattern you would see. It's called a regular flat. And every time you're doing forecasts, you would start with the most common pattern that is likely to happen. And this was still going up. It was going up. And I would say to traders, we don't expect it to break the top, right? But it can break the top and still come. So that's where we got in exactly at the top there in that trade. Because it could break the top. It does not negate the fact that this will come down, right? It comes down, it started to do something else here. We got out of the trade and we started to figure out, well, what is it doing there, right? But the mere fact that it breaks the top does not mean it's not going to come. Does not mean we might not see this still come here, right? There is a good chance we might not see them break the low. Now, we're not going to go into details of why that is so, but we're going to see them consolidate more in here before they come back and break this low and then decide to go up. See? So it's not something I can teach you here. There's a whole course that teaches you that for 5 weeks, and then you get a whole set of training after that, months of training after that, before you actually grab the entire concept of understanding how wave analysis works. What I'm giving you is just my views of what it, direction of where it's going to go. And we gave you that in advance. Remember, we do forecasts. That's one of the things you have to understand about this method that we use. This is a forecasting method. We can tell you about something months before it happens because we see that months before it happens. We can tell you where the market is going to go based on what the market is doing right now. And it might not go tomorrow, a day, or a week after. It might go 3 weeks after, but it will go there because that's pretty much how the market behaves. And if you remember in one of my last videos, I said, people like to think, and this is what people like to think, that it is news that is driving the market. Well, let me tell you, news does not drive the market. But that does not mean that they will not use an opportunity to move the market during a news event. It's called food for the stupid or the common people. Right? That's what they do. They let you believe that they're moving the market because of this news event. The market cannot move because of any particular news event. Before the market moves, they prepare the market to move months and sometimes years before they move it. So let me give you a good example. And all of you should go on my Facebook page and take a copy of this and learn about it, because that forecast is still lying on my Facebook page. So the market made a drop and it started to consolidate here. And if you understand anything of wave analysis, as long as you see this happening, you can make a very, very good forecast that we are going to come break this low anywhere from the above this top. So they need to go break the top and then they're going to come break the low. And that's exactly the forecast I made. When this move was going up and it was going and it was going and it broke the top, I said, good, we are coming to break the low. And only then we will start to go back up. That forecast is still there. It was made exactly at the top there. Exactly at the time when everybody thought, nobody knew me that much that time. I wasn't very much in anywhere, not even in YouTube, not anywhere, I wasn't even in trading. I wasn't anywhere. I was just starting to learn this concept, and I made that forecast. And a lot of people thought, well, that's just one crazy person. Just leave him alone. He has no idea what he's doing. And Brexit was a year or two before Brexit was to happen. Brexit was nowhere. Nobody, even that terminology, Brexit, did not exist. And if I told anybody then, hey, the pound is, there will be some reason. Down the road, there's going to be some reason. Maybe the UK will break out from Europe. They'll say, well, you're really crazy. You got to be in some mental hospital. You've got a problem. I don't need to know the reasons. And how do I know that that is going to happen? Well, they've been telling me for a whole darn couple years. This is what was telling me. The preparation for that fall was already happening. They were preparing for that fall for years. If you don't know it, then you don't understand anything about wave analysis. It's not because of Brexit or any specific news that they're dropping the market. They were preparing to drop that market. That's called preparation. What they were doing here were telling us, guys, we're going to move it up a little and then we're going to drop it in you suckers because you have no idea. That's what it does. It's not because of any one specific news. They take years to prepare the market for a move like that. So if you don't understand that, it depends on the time frame you're looking at. We're looking at a monthly time frame, that's years. If you're looking at a 60-minute time frame, it might take a couple of days to prepare for that movement to go. But it will happen. There are variations of how that structure in here could behave. But if you understand that structure, you will know at what point you're likely going to get that fall. Now, you may not be 100% accurate in picking the point every time. But hey, most of the time you will be. Especially when you get as good as we get at doing this. As long as you stick with our group and you see how much we're changing ourselves as we start understanding some structure better and better and better and better as we go along. We're finding some new structures development that, it's like within a common structure, but it's a new development within that structure that we can see with more precision now. And we're able to do it better. So it's not because of any specific news. So that jump up at the top there was not because there was a news event. Now they're going to fall, as one guy wrote me. He said, I actually blocked him. He's going to try to troll me on Skype, and I blocked him. He said, you have to take news into consideration. I didn't know what you thought. I know you don't have to. If you take news into consideration, you will lose your account. Because here is the question. So they did not increase the interest rate. Anybody wants to tell me what the currency should do when the interest rate is not increased? When the interest rate stays the same? Should the currency get stronger? Should it get weaker? What should happen? Because I saw they increase the dollar interest rate. I saw them increase the dollar interest rate, and dollar actually lost value, right? We saw that. We traded that down move on the dollar because we know the dollar was going to lose value regardless of what would be the outcome, whether they increase the interest rate or not. And then everybody said, oh, well, that was factored in. I was like, well, if it had gone up, what would you have said? Oh, well, it moved up because of the raise of interest rate. It's always easy to explain things after the fact. Oh, the sentiment was not right. The news was good, but the sentiment is bad. That's why it's not going. That's BS. It's clear BS. It's actually for the common stupid people who does not understand that thing was going to happen anyway, regardless of what the outcome of the news is. It does not matter what the outcome of the news is. They might use the moment to move the market, but it doesn't matter what's the outcome. Regardless of what the outcome, the market will do what it's planning to do months ahead. Let me give you another one, oil. You should find this. I have this. Some of my traders may still have a copy of it that could show you. We found the yearly chart in oil. And when oil was doing this at the top here, I was like, guys, you see this? You see that? We're going to come break that low, and then we're going to turn and go up. I actually have that forecast somewhere lying around because I was on the trading view when we did that. I actually showed a copy to my traders. Some one of them may have still kept a copy somewhere. It's a common thing. They were planning to drop that market once you see that. You don't have to do magic. You don't need a crystal ball. You just need to look at the structure and say, hey, you know what they're trying to tell us here? They tell us they're going to drop the market. It's that simple. You can make those forecasts. You'll be very good at them. Right? So, and we do that daily. That's what we do. So when you see a little spike up, ignore that little spike. It does not change the bigger structure. So I hope you guys are learning that thing. Don't ignore the news because you cannot trade the news. You do not know what will be the results of any specific news. It doesn't matter what the news is. You don't know how the market will react to that news. That's the way you have to put into your head. You do not know how the market is going to react to the news. But if you look at the structure of what the structure is telling you, there's a high probability that they will follow what the structure is going to do because the structure is what they were preparing to do before. What the structure is telling you is that we are preparing to do this. So regardless of what the news is, we're going to use that moment to do exactly that. Right? That's how it works. So what are they doing here? We saw that turn. We told you they're going to make it a pullback. Right now, there are two options. And why there are two options? Because this is not enough to give us one option. But it doesn't matter. Right now, both options are saying upside. And then one option is break the top. The second option is don't break the top and go down back. It doesn't matter to you right now if you're in a small trader and you're looking for the upside. So we think more upside. So right now, you're consolidating within this structure. So you might start to see them do this, or you will see them drop. One out of two they have to do because you have three waves already in this structure. We were telling you we expected this to go up. It goes up. So let's look at it in the 1 hour and see what we're thinking about in there. Right now, this is not going very aggressive. So I believe somewhere in here, might see a little drop more, but we're going to see this go back up there. And there's a good chance it's going to spike it up. So you may want to watch for upside more. If they stay within this consolidation for a longer time, we're going to have a really big move up. Euro. You were turned. We anticipated that turn. I told you when you start to see this thing doing like that, expect a turn when they're turning. What is the turn? Is the turn a move for an upside or is it the consolidation? As far as we can see right now, the turn looks more like a consolidation. So as you can see, there was a buy setup, there was a buy setup there. Be careful if you took this buy because it's going to come back down and then you're going to go back up. We will be in a consolidation in here for a while. So you might get short trades up, you might get short trades down. If you take any of those trades, you have to take the profit off. Because what this consolidation would look like, we don't know. You don't have to know what the consolidation would look like. You will have to know where they're going to go after they make the consolidation. So it's only after the consolidation you're worth taking the trade. So what you need to do is if you're trading on the small time frame, go to a bigger time frame, wait for a consolidation like this. And when you see that, you get this trade to the downside. So what are they doing here right now? You might just, if you're not experienced, you may just wait for them to go. But if you're experienced enough, you can trade within the consolidation, which is what we're doing. Short trade up. This is going to come back down somewhat and then go back up. They're just going up and down there. Same thing with the pound. And there's a good chance that the pound might go much, much more downside, right? So what are they doing right here, right now? Two things possible. They're consolidating here to drop, or they're trying to turn to the upside. And by the amount of waves we have in there or the structure that we have in there, both of them are telling us, they're telling us that both direction is possible, right? This was downside, that was downside, this was downside, this was downside. Now, this is not confirmed downside. If you understand what they're doing in there, you can say, well, hey, if you watch this, there's a possibility they're trying to turn to the upside. And by having 1, 2, 3, they can go up. Or if they consolidate here and start to fall, we will probably make a forecast for total downside. Absolute downside, which means, remember, if I told you before, two ways this structure has to behave. When this one was going up and the trolls were getting crazy when that extra piece started going anywhere, I was like, don't worry about that. They'll come back here. Because before they go up, before they continue to go, they will have to make consolidations in here and then go. It's never going to go without a consolidation like that or a consolidation like this. Or a consolidation like this one is too small. We are expecting a bigger one here because we already have small consolidations. You have a lot of small consolidations. So you're going to expect a bigger one before they go. Now, what if this was a pullback for one more drop? And then a fast turn, a consolidation, and then go. That is possible. And the way this is coming now, you may look at it and say it's coming really fast, right? So if it's coming that fast, they can retest the low and reverse very fast, right? So how would you know which is going to happen? You look at what's happening in there. Go back to the 4 hour. Right now, it's not very, very clear in the 4 hour which direction they're going to go because of the way, I don't want to go to detail because it'll be a long time explaining to you, but they'll keep breaking the lows, but don't keep going. That very often is a turning sign, right? Not always, but very often is a turning sign. Right now, I think we should expect this to probably go back a little more like that, break this top, and then we would watch for this final drop, or we will see whether they consolidate and take off, right? But right now, it's going to go slightly up. If all of you keep your questions to the end of the webinar, I'll answer the question. Just remember where you want to ask your question because I'm not reading the chat right now. Just can see the things are typed there. So right now, you're in this. It's not a triangle. If anybody's asking, it's not an expanding flat, it's not a triangle. There are numbers, there are more than one specific pattern in there. There are a number of patterns in there, right? So we're not going to go into the patterns themselves, just to tell you. So what you're going to be looking for is a little more the upside here. This one should go test the top, then come down, break the low, and then either they're going to give you a total fall or they're going to give you a reverse. So If you're a long-term trader, you can just leave this to finally, finish what it's doing. And when they break the low, make a correction, or break the top, make a correction, you join the trade in the direction it should go. Right? And that would be the better trade to take. If you try to trade in here, you have to be good. We are trading in there. Let me just tell you, we are trading in there. We are actually making money. But that is because we understand every piece in there. If you understand every piece in there, it's easy for you to trade. Like this was a buy for us. Take profit. Right? My traders look at that. I said, we actually took that. That's a buy, take profit. It's going to pull back. It will probably make one more spike. Buy it, take profit. Right? That's the whole key thing. Aussie, we told you it's going to turn somewhere, right? Because this structure cannot go down. It's not sustainable the way it's going now. So we've got to turn, wait for a pullback. They're actually not going to give you a deep pullback. The way they're doing there, they might not give you a deep pullback, but then you're going to get a continuation. So if you look at the 1 hour, it's kind of making a running flat, so you might not get a very deep pullback, right? You're getting some pullback, but not very much, right? You're kind of getting some pullback here. You might still get some pullback like this. And if you get a nice flag here, you can look for continuation. I don't see them going down back to retest the low. Possible, but the more they go to retest the low, the less we're going to have the upside coming. And the upside is actually in the making. They have to give you that upside. So we might see some more upside in the Aussie, right? So wait for this and you're going to see some more upside in the Aussie. New Zealand also trying to turn, but New Zealand is in this pattern. And this pattern, as you know, if you know these patterns, they tend to go up, most of them. There are 1 or 2 examples of these patterns that will go down. I am not seeing that, which is a running flat and a longer type of running, but we're not seeing a running flat here. I think it's more like an expanding ending diagonal type of structures, as you call it. So you might get one more here and then upside, right? This is not necessarily, it might happen, but if they happen, it looks like you might get that. They will drop to the low, break this low. You're going to get more divergence in there, and then you'll start to look for that fast reversal. So can they drop one more? As you can see, it looks like they're already preparing for that one more drop here. See that? So we're expecting this pattern. You can probably see a drop. They might drop suddenly to this area, and then they're going to take off. If you saw this drop, you actually took it, you make profit, right? So if you saw this one, you took that, you make profit. So there's another one forming here. You might get a good trade that retest the low, and then you will definitely want to take profit, because from that point, they can totally reverse everything you just got. Yeah, like I said, you just got to look for opportunities to buy, right? Every time it pulls back, you look for an opportunity to buy. Now, can they consolidate more at the top there? I think so. I do believe. I'm not expecting them to consolidate much more. I'm expecting this to start going up next week, but they can consolidate more within this zone and then go. But every time you get a buy opportunity, you should take it, because this is going to go and it will probably go very much high. Same thing on the forecast on this one, if you remember, right? We thought when we broke the low, we tell you buy, buy, buy. Look for buy opportunities because it's going to go. This thing still has a lot to go. I don't know why that moved. It's from here. It still has a lot to go. And I'm not seeing any way in which they will come back one more down, although that is possible. Right? That they within this structure, they will not break this low. Within the structure, they could come to this trend line here, somewhere around where the trend line is, like this. Probably go back one more down and then go, but we will see that. That is not showing up as yet. That's not in the structure as yet. The structure is still showing much more upside. So if you get a buy opportunity, buy it. And every time you get a setup for a buy. And that means you should have a strategy in how you're going to trade that buy setup. Swiss consolidating. I think we're just getting sideways consolidation. It could be bigger than that because they moved up quite a lot. Once they broke the structure, you're looking for a deep pullback. We thought normally you'll get a deep pullback right somewhere here. They actually push some more. So we look for a deep pullback here and then look for the upside. This is not all the pullback. I think it's going to be more sideways. Right? And then you can do it. Can you trade the sideways? Of course, you can do the sell. You can do the buy if you understand what they're doing. Like you saw that sell, right? That's a drop. It could have gone up. You put your entry at the bottom. You get that trade. Look at this. I think you could even get a buy setup here. No, I think you'll probably see this and then they'll drop some more. So you might see a number of drop before they go back up and come again, right? So you could be in this sideways move for a long time. So you might get very, very short-term trade. If you're not very good at doing it, it's better to stay out of it until they consolidate, and then you go for the trade. CAD went up, broke the top, and it's coming down because that is what it should do, right? If you remember, we showed you this structure and we said in a structure like this, for this to continue to go up, you have to go 1, you have to go 2, you have to go 3, and then you can go up. The 3 should break this low, but not necessarily will break the low. So you get 1, you get 2, you get 3, and then you go back up. We told you that one was going to come down. We told you this one was going to come down. When it comes here, we will look for 2 things. Either it's going to go back up or it's going to fall through that bottom. Well, why fall through the bottom or go back up? Because you have to go 1 stage higher and realize where you are on the biggest structure. And in the biggest structure, there is a very good chance. I think all of you remember this. That was no question that we were going to do that. So there's a good question here, whether they're going to fall through the bottom and come down, or this one is making another move up here. See, nothing difficult in it. It's not that difficult, right? It's pretty easy to see. If you understand structure, you know what you're looking for. The main thing is that not that it can go up and it can go down. That's what the chart does every time, and that is what wave analysis is. It's, can you see the up and the down move coming? That's the whole point. Can you see it coming? And if you see it coming, can you trade it? Do you have a strategy to trade it? That's the whole point. If you can see that coming and you have a strategy to get in as early as possible and get out as late as possible, you're going to make money. It's that easy. It's not complicated. And what if you thought it's going to go down and it doesn't go down? Well, then your strategy to trade to the downside is not there. So the guy said, on the Pong again, he said, you're always saying when the trade doesn't go your way, you're always saying that, oh, you didn't get in the trade. Of course, if I'm looking for a sell and it goes up, how the hell you're going to get in on something that goes up when you're expecting it to go down? You can get in on it, right? It's not like you're trying to get a train and then you end up at the airport flying, right? Because if you got a train ticket and there's nowhere they're going to put you on the plane. It's like, this common sense. I don't know why people get, so I think he's selling signals, right? So you freaked out with me because the last time I tell people not to buy signals, and I'll tell you guys again, don't buy signals. So there are a few more that will freak out with me, right? Because switch signals don't make you, right? If I'm looking for a sell here and this thing goes up, well, I'm wrong, but I'm not in the trade. It's that simple, right? It's very easy. It's not difficult. How do your strategy work? That's the whole point. So, hey, I'm wrong about it, but okay, I'll go trade something else. What if I'm right about it and it does that? Well, I'm in the trade and I'm making money, and that is what trading is about, right? It's not about you being right all 100%. But there is no method better than making forecasts than the method we're using. I can tell you that because I've tested most of the known methods out there. I've tested them all, right? I've tested all the known methods out there. So there is none better than this method. If there was another one better than this, you can guarantee I'll be using it. If Ichimoku Cloud was better than this, you would see Ichimoku Clouds all over my charts. I'll be the leading Ichimoku Cloud person in the world because I know how it works. And when I take to testing something, you better trust I'm going to test it. So, if any subordinate resistance was working, you would see a lot of them on my charts because I would be there using it. I've tested that. I've done that. Not working. Right? We've all done it. Not working. Not good. Doesn't give you good results. Stay away from it. We're looking for what is the best way to trade. What gives us the edge? And this does give you the edge. They're consolidating. Don't worry. They're going to go down some more. Right? So we're expecting more downside. Silver broke the low going up. You can buy. You got to be careful here now. We think they're going to make a correction. Let's see where we are. I still think this is going to go up some more because of this bigger structure. Right? We've got this, and it looks like this piece was a mess. They went up, they dropped. Now they give you 1, 2, 3. So this might make some correction here, but there's a good chance they will go retest that top. It's not confirmed as yet. We want to see this. If we get this, that will confirm the upside. Right? Can this drop one more low and then go back up? Possible. I'll ignore the sell. I'm not looking to sell silver, but if silver gives me a buy setup, which means if I get the consolidation, I will buy it. You're definitely not looking to sell silver in a structure like this. Let it fall without you. It's a very simple thing you have to understand. It might fall. I don't want to be in that trade. But if it gives me a buy, every time it gives me a buy, I'll take the buy. Because the way to the downside is not only short, there is only very little move to the downside. It's because the risk to reward that you'll be paying in the downside is no good. And if they get way below this, they're going to end up like that. See that wick how it comes back? It's going to end up pretty fast. So if you're looking at this structure and you're saying, okay, whatever they're doing in here, let them do. Let them even do this. Once I get a buy set up here, I'm in that trade. If I get a buy set up here, I'll take this trade. This trade doesn't go, come back, I'll be a break even. I'll take this trade. It doesn't go, I'll be a break even. I'll take this one. Doesn't go, come back, it's a break even. One of this is going to go. They are already preparing you for the upside. Remember what I started the webinar with? They're already preparing the move for the upside. It might be a news event where they're going to spike up. I don't know. Somebody crazy drop a bomb in another crazy country. Two crazy countries decide they're going to see who is stronger, who's bigger, who's bad. And that suddenly might be the reason why silver spiked up. I don't know. Maybe there's whatever happens somewhere in the world, a hurricane, something. It could be any reason, right? Somebody said something stupid and, oh, watch, silver is going up because this person said something stupid, right? No. They're already preparing for that. The moment they're going to use the opportunity is what I don't know, and I don't need to know that. It's useless. Focus here. Keep your eyes on the ball. Keep your eyes on the chart. You will learn when they're going to turn. And every time they show you a turn set up for a buy, take it. That might not be the one that goes. Okay, that's a break-even trade for you. Because it will go. If you have a buy setup, it will go. But that might not be the go you're looking for. That might not be the big go you're looking for. But it's going to be actually some traders take profit out of that. But for me, that's more likely. I call them break-even trades because if I was looking for 1,000 pip and I get 50 pip, that's break-even, right? That wasn't my target. So that's a break-even trade, right? If you're looking for a big move up and you got a very small move up, but you came out positive, that's break-even trade. That's not your trade. You can go and shout that you make a positive trade, but that wasn't your trade, right? That's not your plan. Your plan is this thing has to go. So let them do whatever they're doing here. And every time they give you a buy, you take the buy. Ignore the sell. Because they're telling you to ignore the sell. And if you were following me, you would remember what we did in here. We bought in there because we saw that structure and we knew that once they broke that low, we were going to be buying. That chart was out. I think all of you seen it. Same thing here. Literally, I had a buy order somewhere around here that we got tagged in. An order to buy. Once they came back close to that low here, we were buying. And that order actually got tagged and went up. So you want to put an order, put another order to buy right here. Just above this high here. So if they do drop suddenly and go back up, you're in that trade. That's it. Because they're telling us they're setting up to go up and they have a lot to go up. How far this thing has to go up? Well, let's look at it. You're at 16. So if the last time they fell, they never fell below this level. This is some common sense. This has nothing to do with strategy or anything. This has to do with common sense. The last time they fell, this was the lowest point they went, 3.5. And in those days, if you factor in the inflation rate now with what the dollar was worth then and the dollar is worth now, they will probably never go beyond 16. If you look at the interest rates and if you look at everything else, if you look at the cost of production now from the cost of production, then I don't know what cheap labor was doing that now, but we don't have that cheap labor. You can make an assumption they will probably not go below 8. But can you tell me the limit to how far this could go? You don't know that. That's the unknown part, right? Because the last time they went here, and we're pretty sure that if they go up, they're going to break that up again. Now, I don't think they're going to go do it now. I think they'll probably still much do like this, come back here. We might do this. We might go back here. We might do this. We might come back here. But then we're going to go. Because time factor, they'll probably be here for the next 10 years. Eventually, I'm not looking for that trade now. I'm looking for this trade here now. But what if I get lucky and this is the time they decide to go? No complaints. I wouldn't be complaining to you that, hey, I was only expecting 1,000 pip and then they give me 20,000 pips. That's not my reason to complain, right? I was expecting to make $10 and then they decide they're going to give me $50 more. I don't care. I'll take it. Look for the upside. They're showing us that they're consolidating here to make a spike up. They'll probably come back then after that. Right? So this is common sense. The downside is limited. This is all you expect them to go. The upside is unlimited. Silver can go to 150. Not that it will go now, but it can go to 150. It definitely is not going to go to zero. It's not going to be $5. It's not going to be $6. It's not going to be $7. Because if silver goes to that level, I'll be borrowing a lot of money to buy silver. I'll literally be borrowing as much as I can borrow to buy silver. I wouldn't be alone in that one. And if everybody decided, hey, this thing is cheap to buy, you know what's going to happen? Right. I think by now you know what's going to happen. So I don't need to tell you. So it's never going to go there. Right? So there is a reason it's never going to go there. Because if it gets there, everybody wants to buy it. And that means the price will spike up. So nobody is stupid enough to be selling there. Because if you sell silver there, you'll probably go commit suicide after that. If you're one of the companies producing silver and you had 10 tons of silver and you decide to sell it at $6 and 3 days after you see it's $50, you'll probably go commit suicide. You probably wouldn't want to know what you did to your company, right? So it will never get there. That's just very simple logic, right? It's just not going to happen. So let's go. Gold. This is one you don't want to take a chance with because this could come down. This price could really fall. And there's a good chance that it's going to come down, right? If you look at this structure, they're probably going to come down. So why would silver go up and gold go down? I don't know. Look at this gold silver chart. You will see that that is the possibility. I think I had it on. I showed you guys some time back. See that line we have there? Gold going down, but silver not going to fall. That is the gold silver chart. Gold will be losing value in relationship to silver. And we posed that before this actually happened. I think the drop is, let me go to 4 hour, let's see. Daily probably. Yeah, it already broke. When we posted this, they didn't break the structures yet. They broke the structure. They're going to consolidate. Watch it. Will it go now? I don't know, but eventually this thing will go down. They're already preparing it for a fall. Right? If you understand anything about wave analysis, they're already telling us that you see what we're doing here now? You see this thing we're doing here? We're doing that because we intend to do this. The reason you see the chart looking like this is because this has to happen after that. It's like whatever they're doing now, they're doing that because they know the price is going to fall. So here's a simple thing. When it's going up, you're thinking, oh, well, somebody is buying gold, right? If the price is going up like this, that means somebody is buying. Actually, somebody is selling gold. Gold is being sold out in very small lots to those who can buy. When you see them start doing this, the people who control price are actually selling and they're getting you to buy. They're creating that emotion that we're going up, so you should be a buyer. And they will sell and they will sell until they have enough to sell to you. And when they don't have more to sell, they would like to buy it back here. Everything they sold, they would like to buy back at the bottom here. Everything they sold in there, they would love to buy it back here. And then they're going to drop it again and buy back at the bottom. Oh, surprise, the market is being manipulated. Big surprise to everybody, right? Remember the Bitcoin, how it fell? Those guys buying at 19,000 and 20,000 and think they're going to become millionaires. I think some of them are pretty much crying right now, right? Sad story, but it's laughable because you knew it's not going to happen, right? I think I warned everybody. I'm still looking for those three trolls, right? They will come and say, hey, you have to stop talking during your webinar. You should just tell us where you think it's going to go, right? Let's go. Euros. So gold is possible sell, silver possible buy, which means if you get a buy setup on the gold and you get a buy setup on silver, buy silver. If you get a sell setup on gold and a sell setup on silver, sell gold. Right? That's the whole point there, right? Euro Oz is kind of consolidating here. That you probably don't want to trade this. It's not very effective. It's not very far. I think they're going to make a bigger correction here, make one more and then down. So you just have to wait for this. If they drop through this bottom, we don't know how deep they can go. Then you will consider selling. If they drop off of that structure, then you can consider selling it. Euro New Zealand, it's going to come down, but they're doing a lot of consolidation at the top here. So if you get a sell setup from there, look for that sell. If they go break the top, look for a sell. If they come back, go again, break the top, look for a sell. Don't try to buy it because it's not a buy setup in the market. It's a sell setup. So let's go to the 4-hour. You're getting a short-term buy. Like I said, don't buy it. You're getting a short-term buy here. I would not buy it. I'll let it go and break the top and then look for a sell setup. I just wait for the sell. It's pretty much like if you're trying at the top here, right? You wait for the consolidation. You wait for the consolidation, you sell. Because this structure is going sideways, it's going to fall. EuroCAD, we're at the point where we could make one more high or we could fall through the bottom. So we hit the top, we can come. Wait for this consolidation here. Don't trade it. Wait for them to consolidate. And if they consolidate here, sell it and keep it to the low. You will move your stops, of course, but you will try to keep it to the low. If they go back up, wait for them to break out, pull back, and then you buy it to the top. Right? So yeah, wait for a bigger consolidation. Right now, they're going to tell us two things now here, right? They're going to either make a bigger consolidation. As you can see, there was a buy setup there. Right? That's a buy. We were in the buy because we're trading into consolidation. I'll take that off. That's a buy we took there, right? So I think this was easy. A lot of you should have seen this. Anybody bought this who's not in my group? Come on, don't tell me none of you saw that. That was a good buy setup there. Okay, well, see, that is why you need to join the group, right? So basically, so watch this. I think they will get consolidation go. We might see a bigger consolidation than that somewhere in here. If the reason we're buying it is that there is a chance they can go back up. So if you get a bigger consolidation here for upside, buy it, and then put the break even. Right? So if they go back up, you will not get a big consolidation here. But if they're not going up, you'll get something like this here. And then you can sell. You probably have to wait for a consolidation there for a sell. But a buy is very, very, very possible because will they make a new high? This structure tells us, yes, they can make a new high. If they consolidate, only then we consider the sell setup. Don't try to sell it now. Euro yen. Euro yen should come back to about this level. I think we're going to watch Euro yen move back to here, and then we'll look for a sell setup. This is a sideways, but they will probably attempt to break the top before they fall, right? Euro yen, if you get a buy setup, you can buy. I think you might get a short-term buy setup. Take the trade. Euro chief. This one actually, two options we gave you the last time, if you remember. It's either a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and go back up. One more time, break the top and then come down, right? Or they would consolidate here and then drop. So no consolidation, right? You're looking for upside. There's a good chance they're going to break out. You're getting a consolidation here now. Let them consolidate some more. I'll wait for this to consolidate some more here. And then probably take the trade to the upside. One more upside was possible, and then they can be turning. I don't think they're turning here as yet, because if they were turning, we probably wouldn't have got that big pullback. If you're going to see a turn here, first, you don't want them to break the top. Second, you want them to drop here, make a flag, and then you sell. Right? Then you can look for a sell. That will confirm the turning point. But most likely, we think it's going to make one more high. But the move to the downside, by the way, is a big move. Let me go back to that chart and show you. The move to the downside is really a big move when you get it, right? If you guys get that move to the downside, it's really going to be a big move. So they will either test the top once more and then come down, or they could start it from there, but it's not looking like they start. It's looking more like a flat for more up. So they'll probably give us one more up, and then you're going to get a big move to the downside. Go to the Euro Pound, and well, Euro Pound, wait for this. It's probably going to break this top and then go. There's a good chance they will probably break this top here. And then we might get one more like this, downwards. I think we have structures like that already in this. If you go backwards, you'll probably find something very similar to that. This is not exactly it, but you will find, if you look around, you'll probably find somewhere where they had that very similar structure. And then they go, right? So the chart has a lot of those structures. Pause. 4 hour. Pause looks like it's going to make the downside now finally. Same thing here. They made a pullback. We had two possibilities here because of the flatness of the structure, that they're going to come here, make one more up, and then come. So that is why you may want to watch the Euro Swiss too for that purpose, right? Is that this one here, they actually look like they're trying to turn. So if you get a flag there, sell that. And if you get a flag for a sell, you may want to stay with that trade for a very long time. Because once they break this structure, the next place you can expect them to have some kind of a pattern completed would be after they make a move like this. Complete another pattern, right? So you probably, the line here will not be correct. That line will be incorrect. So you can watch it when it comes to about this level. Right, the line there the trend line will not give you any clue. It'll be useless. So if they break through that, you can expect a big move down. And be careful. Remember, we said pound could fall quite a lot. So if you get a sell set up there, you can take it, go to the 1 hour. And I think you're making some consolidation here right now. Not the best consolidation, but let them do some more consolidation here. And then if you get that, you can look for a trade down. This would be a good sell that you can stay in. One more up? I don't think so, not from this point. I was expecting one more up from here, from this point here. Let them go. You mean one more up within this piece? Possible, but unlikely. We're going to have a running flat, right? I could see a little more up here. A drop, one more up, down. Right? Something like that. Yeah, exactly. You got it. See, you're learning. That's a good thing, right? So watch this. I think if they make a consolidation here, we will all want to sell it. Pound New Zealand, well, you're already looking for a sell. Pound Swiss, you should be looking for the sell, right? Pound Swiss is consolidating here right now. I don't think this is the one that will go down, but watch it, it could go. I would like them to actually do something like this and then drop, right? So watch it, but could be the one that is already going because they're going very active. This one is not coming down very fast, so keep your eyes here. See this? It's not coming down very active. It's more of a B wave within the structure. So you got one up, you're coming down here, you're probably going to do this, and then you'll get another one up, and then you fall, right? So be careful with the sell early. Pound Yen, setting up for the fall. Right, so if they break this structure, sell it. Right, that was a buy that we bought that hoping that they might come back to the top, but they didn't. And if they don't go back to that top, they're likely going to fall. So watch more for the downside in the pound yen. And if this is the go down, the only thing that will make this go down really much is if the pound starts to fall, because yen is not going down. Yen is going sideways, but not down. If yen goes sideways and the pound fall, you're going to get a big fall in the pound yen. Right? Pound CAD. You should be selling this a long time back, right? And if you're selling it a long time back, watch for another sell here. We might get some corrections here. Might kind of get some more corrections here, but look for downside. It doesn't matter if they go up any much. Let me just show you the biggest structure so you guys can see, right? Actually, if you remember, watch my past webinars, is that when they break that top, look for the downside, right? That was exactly what we told you. 1, 2, let them break the top and then come down. When they broke the top and went a little more higher, I think this was the first break that we thought would go. When they broke the top during the start to come down, we thought this one would go, but then they make a new high. And that's it, they're dropping. So any consolidation you get here, sell all the way back to here. And maybe watch it break. If the pound is going to fall pretty hard, this is going to be a sharp move down, right? So can that go much more down? Of course it can go. See? Remember what is the basic element of trading? You get an impulse, you get a correction, you get another impulse. You get an impulse, you get a correction, you get another impulse. It's not difficult, right? You know how long they took for that one? Look, 3 years. And then they do this. Can this thing come here and go back up and then come back here and then go back up and then do that? Well, you can trade it up and down and up and down, and then you take the trade to the downside. So every time you get a sell setup, you sell. Right? Especially if it's from the top. If it made a new high and it's giving you sell setup, sell the sucker. It's going to go. And when it comes to the bottom, you're carefully watching whether you want to take your profit and wait or you want to see what it's going to do, right? They're telling us what they're going to do. This is the whole thing. They're talking to us. You just have to be able to understand the language. You don't know how to do that? We can teach you. We know how it works. That's the whole point. If you want to learn, you know how to find learning, right? Let's go Aussie Swiss. Still consolidating. Right now, they're looking more upside. See, they made a little flat here. And this piece is looking like it wants to go back up. Maybe you're going to get one more up here, and then we will see when they break that up, because this whole piece still looks downside. Right? This whole piece here looks downside. So give it one more up here, and then we'll see for the downside. So if you're a short-term trader, look for a buy. You're actually getting a buy setup. It's not the perfect buy setup. I'll be careful. But they're consolidating here for upside. Don't try to sell it right now. Aussie Cat, we're waiting for an upside to sell. We want this thing to correct to sell. It wouldn't correct. You know, when you're waiting for something to correct, they wouldn't. And when you were in the selling, you said, okay, let it go. They start to correct, right? Looks like it never happened to you. Exactly, right? The ones you want to correct are not correcting. So we're waiting for this thing here to correct. Let it correct, and then we will all sell it. Well, from here, we're watching it. From there, we wanted that correction, It just wouldn't go. They don't say, if you sell there, you have to take profit, right? Because those are small. They will make a big correction, and then we'll get the trade down. It's going to be a big trade. Aussie, New Zealand, stay out of it. But it gives a very sharp one there, right? That they're making a B wave now. They're making this B wave here. You see this sharp move up, and then they move down, and then they move up, and then they move down, and then you get that, then you get this. So we have this wave here now. We're in this wave. Right? This is your B wave. So we will have to make a wave up. We'll have to make something down, something up, something down, not exactly repeating the same thing. And then come back to this low before you go. They don't always repeat the same move. So could this be all the B wave and then we go up? Possible. If you get a buy setup, buy it. Buy it, move your stops, take short-term profit. Right? Don't try to keep it because it's not confirming the B wave. Wait for this, buy. Don't try to sell it here. It's useless. You're not going to get good trade to sell. Aussie yen, turning, right? We told you it's going to turn. Let me show you where we bought it. I think you can see that already. That's where we bought. Anybody of you who's not my trader bought from here? Any one of you who are not my trader bought it in there? No? Well, if you did, you would keep it because I think I mentioned this quite a lot in a lot of things. That this one is going to go up, right? So we're expecting it to go much more consolidation and more upside. Right? It will consolidate you wait for a 4-hour consolidation. Now I will not take a 1-hour one. You want a bigger consolidation because they've moved this much up, right? So you wait for a bigger consolidation. That would be a good trade. So wait for it and you get a nice trade. New Zealand Swiss, stay out of that thing. New Zealand yen. This is going to drop once more. They'll probably give you a next drop here. You can take that trade. It breaks the low, take the profit off because eventually it's going to go up. It's just like the Aussie yen. Let me show you the bigger time frame. Right, pretty much just like the Aussie yen. So eventually this piece here will have to go back up. They might drop here, but then they'll have to go back up like that. So if you take the sell, take profit and wait. I don't think you're going to get a very big drop to the downside. New Zealand CAD. That one dropped nice, right? They're doing the same thing here. They're consolidating. I can't put a line there because this consolidation will probably, you see that go up, come down, go up. They're probably going up. They'll probably come back, go up. You get another sell. I think you're going to get another sell somewhere here. I don't see the turn as yet in this. Let's see. Now this is going to go down more. They'll probably come break this low, right? And then we will start to see whether there's an upside in it. CAD yen should be buying, right? I think we told you about buying this. And if you bought in here, good. If you didn't, then you're looking for a buy setup here. So If you bought in here at the bottom, that is at the bottom here. This was a buy setup on the 1 hour. See that buy? Anybody bought there? That's the next thing. Anybody bought there now? Well, see what you're missing? That's the buy setup. You're getting a deeper correction here. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything very much. You got a sell setup there. Small one, be careful. This is going to go up. Look at that trade. Wait for them to break. Wait for a good setup. Take the trade. Right? We're going to expect to go much more to the upside. So where are we heading for? We're heading for these stops. We're heading back to that level. All right, so watch this for consolidation and then up. I don't think they're going to drop lower. They can drop lower, but if they drop lower and you're looking for a buy, you will not be in it, right? This consolidation could be an expansion. I don't think it is. I think we're actually going to be looking for the upside. Swiss, watch for the turn. Okay, so if you miss those two, watch for this one. Don't miss this one. It will turn. Don't miss it. This is the one you shouldn't miss, right? So if you miss those two, don't miss this one. I just showed you two of them you can buy from the bottom. They're going up, right? Well, you still have a chance, right, of getting this one. Don't miss it. This could be very big. It could be very sharp. And it's coming back to this stop. Expecting it to go back up. So don't miss it if you get a buy. You're getting a buy setup, not if you're getting a buy setup here. You don't want it better than that. Don't miss the trade. You got an impulse. You're getting corrections. Eventually it will do that. Don't miss the trade. Let's go. Cat Swiss. This one is, you have to just buy it and stay with it. Let me show you the daily forecast I showed everybody in this one. We never changed that, right? It looks like it's going really fast, right? You should have bought it somewhere. No, it's actually going very slow. Reality, some of my traders bought it at the bottom of the day. I think they got out because it's, if you go in the 1 hour, it's a mess. The way it goes, right? You take your profit out a little too early on it because this was the first good buy setup. We saw this, but this wasn't a really good one. This was the first good one. You got another buy setup there. You just have to keep it. When it came back here, you had a buy setup here. You just have to buy it and stay with it. You probably will get another buy setup somewhere here. You have to buy it and stay with it. Eventually, they're going to get to this stop. So you just have to buy it and stay with it for a long time. You still in? Good. Well done. That's my trader too, right? So a few of them still in, right? But most people just gave up somewhere in here because, man, this thing moves slow. But good work, right? To see. We saw it. We take it. I don't trade this. I'll be honest. I don't trade this pair. I don't even look at it very much. My traders, some of them trade it. We trade all kinds of stuff. Everybody in the group trade different stuff, right? So copper, remember we said ignore the sell. You're getting a buy opportunity. So it will go up, right? The same thing we're saying. Watch it. It will go up. You're not selling copper. So you're getting a buy opportunity here. They actually give you a nice flag here. Take this buy back to this level and then probably to that level. This will complete one structure here. And if they break out of it, then we're going for the biggest structure, right? I don't know which one they're going to do, but it's a buy setup. Oil spiked. They give us the three wave. Once they made a flat, we told you that there's, once you made this flat, there was a possibility they're going to go up. They went, they pulled back, they went. This was a good sell. We got break even in it. My traders sold it and they didn't. They just managed to get, I think so, a few of them even get a loss, but those who were watching it got break even. And those who weren't watching it took a loss. We sold this piece here, right? And that thing just dropped. Everybody was happy. It pulled back. If you were in front of the chart, you took it off. If you weren't in front of the chart, you got taken out, right? So it's kind of funny because we really thought it would go lower once they break the top, and then they start to go back up, right? So you're going to see a repeat of that most likely. You're going to come down here again, probably get one more up, and then the structure will complete itself, right? So if you're selling it now, you want to get your profit out fast, right? If you're going to sell this, get your profit out fast. The structure will complete itself somewhere at the top here, and we're going to go down. This thing has to go down, right? This piece here will have to come back like this and then go up. See, so it has to come back. There is no question of whether if it will come back. It will come back. So if you're getting a sell setup, take it. Make sure it's a break even. If they spike come back again, make sure it's a break even. But it's very likely you're going to get it. Short term, you might get this come here, and then one more up, like this. UK oil is very similar in structure. Came down, nice sell setup, push right back up. You're getting another sell setup too. They'll come back down once more. Maybe not as deep as this. They'll come back somewhere like that. Maybe somewhere here and then take off. The line itself has little value there. When they're making that pattern, the line has little value. Natural gas, you might get one more buy, but you'll have to really be careful with this buy. Right? You're getting a buy set up here. You have to be careful. It can go very fast, up and down. I think from that point, we'll expect one more down. We'll still expect that downside to happen, right? So from there, we'll see what happens. One short buy and then see that. S&P 500 going up, just like we told you, right? So how far this is going to go, I don't think it's going to go far. So I'm going to show you very fast what the pattern is we're looking at. Remember that whole thing is a big consolidation, but it's not over as yet. So it's going to probably go somewhere a little more. We're expecting it to come back here. And then we're expecting them to go back up. And then we're expecting them to come back. And then we're going to do that. So you'll be in here for a couple months more. They're going to make a very complex pattern in there, which means they're going to try to get time. It's going to be a time factor one. It's not going to be as simple as this one. This one was a really simple one. And I think this one took 10 months or something like that, because I remember posting that one early when it was starting, that's a correction. A lot of people are freaking out, and we decided it's a correction. It should be in the weekly. I don't know where it is. They don't show up those things that we normally show you, right? So I have this one. It's a trading view. You can check it. When this was falling, we said, no, be careful. There's a correction to go. So you can see you're making a similar correction here. You're in the B part of that. You're in this part here. And this part is probably going to go there. You're going to come back here. You're going to probably go back, maybe come here and then go. So you might get a complex B wave in there. The way it's structuring, we think it's going to be a complex B wave. So every time you come to the low, like this was a buy setup. For my traders, we bought this. This was a buy. I think I showed this buy setup in one of my webinars. Buy it. Now you got to be careful. I wouldn't call the buy here now, right? I'll tell you to be careful with that buy there now, because when they do this, there's no telling how far they can go, but we're never expecting them to break the top, right? I still think they're going to they could come break this top, but I'm not expecting them to do that. Somewhere in here, see, we have the line somewhere in here. We're expecting them to come back, we test the low, then go back up. DAX is going up quite a lot. Not sure what the entire structure is as yet. It's incomplete, and it's making an expansion. It's hard to tell if it's an expanding flat, if it's going to be an expanding triangle, if it's kind of making it more, if the pattern is complete and it's just a short correction. I still think there's more correction, so they'll probably go up some more. And we'll get one more down. I believe we will get one more down like that, right? Because the middle is some kind of an expanding flat. So we likely get one more down, and then we'll see. DJI is a very simple one. It's pretty much the same thing it's doing, and you had a buy opportunity. I told you to go for the buy from this point to there. So if you took the buy, you're doing well. Be careful now, because this might be somewhere here, and then they may come back down. So if you're going to get this buy, you got to be really careful now. The buys now we're getting, because you're in a big sideways move, right? See that? You're in a big sideways move. This is your first move down. That's your first impulse. You got to move down. You got to move here. You're doing something like this. You'll probably come back here. Maybe go back up there, come back down, and then go. Why so much lines? Each one is completing a pattern. Now, can this one go up? Can go up, but unlikely that it's going to do that, right? But if you're in a buy, why you wouldn't be worried, right? But wait for a flag before you buy. Nifty going sideways, you're going to get a little more up. Oh, it's actually going a little higher than I expected. Watch this piece here. They might still pull back and then go, right? So if you're in the buy, you got to be careful. They might pull back and then go. So you're going to get something like this, a correction, go and then come back. The upside is limited. I still think they have to go more downside, right? This is like one. You come here, you're going to get one more down. Actually, the one is here. So I think this is making something here. You watch Nifty for some downside very soon. And on the bigger picture, watch it for some downside. So this might, break it up a little, but if they start to go down, make a flag, look for that trade. What else? Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin. Everybody's looking at Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin came down much more than I expected, but you're getting a buy setup. I thought they'll make a very small expanding flat. We're looking at it as an expanding flat. I think we showed it last week. This piece is like that. You're getting this, you're getting this. I didn't think they were going to go far, but they did break it. So watch for this here. It's not a running flat. I thought this one would go as a running flat. It's an expanding flat. Look for upside. You can buy this, it will go up, right? So what you have in the whole structure is this, right? You've got this down, you've got one up, you've got one down, you get this, you're doing this, and then probably going to come back. It will probably be in sideways movement, right? So one more upside is likely. You're definitely going to get this, and we could hit somewhere around 11, 12. And they'll break this top. That is to go break that up and then turn. So watch it. You're getting some buy setup. If you get a buy, you can take it. Okay. Wait for a flag and then buy. Let's see. I'll do XRP and then we're running out of time, and then we still have to do the Q&A. So yeah, look for buy setups. See, look for buyback to here, and then they can break out. I don't think it will get more complex than that. It's already complex enough. Okay, let's go. Somebody want the HK33. This is a nice one, so you can look for this to buy. Let me show you this, guys. If any one of you trade stocks or trade. See, it's a nice trade. The buy is almost ready. So that's a bonus for those of you who join, right? If you can trade this trade, it's a good trade. And it'll probably go very well. They're excited about patterns, Isaac. They want to know how many new patterns we discovered. If we start telling them, the whole Elliott Wave community is going to start making an uproar about it, right? So let them join us and they will learn that. Tell them to join the group. They will learn about all the new patterns we're making. If they want to know, they'll learn. But we're actually literally doing some eye-opening things in the chart. I mean, I have to say, I have one of the best groups, one of the best trading groups that exist. Really amazing people that are digging very deep and very strong. And a lot of these guys are very, very smart with with higher degrees and all those things. Really digging, and we're kind of looking so deep into these structures that, as one of my traders told me yesterday, I had a chat with him. He said, "Darn, I've been with you for 3 years, and my eye is literally getting opened almost daily." Right? He's been around for a long time, and he's like, "I still see new things. There's so much we can do to this." He's like, "My trading now has become so good because I've got to that point where I'm literally seeing the charts. You can see that move coming so good." It's a number of things there. First, you know all the patterns, you've learned them, you've memorized them, you have a very good experience in the group, and you can see how we are looking at the developments of them and how we are seeing the changing in their structures as they go along, right? So the group itself being there is helpful to him too, right? That's the whole purpose. Let's see, what else? Somebody want this HK33. Let me just show them. So it's still in consolidation, as you can see, that consolidation before they come down. First, it was supposed to go up. So let's see, is it going up? Yes, it's going up. Good, right? You can see that upside. Did you buy it? The person who asked, did you buy it? Did you buy this? Oh, my trader asked. Oh, come on. I thought it was another trader. You're in the group. Yeah, good. So yeah, we're expecting this to go, but this structure is changing a little. So be careful. We'll be careful of it when it comes to that top there. And then we will watch to see if we're getting a total turn or whether it becomes a more complex P wave. Okay. I think that's it, guys. It's too much. And I don't want the YouTube video to be too long. So the people in YouTube, I will have to stop the sharing in YouTube. And you guys, if you want to come and ask questions, the best place to do is get the link. The link is on my Facebook page, right? So the best thing to do is go to Facebook. You can find me there and Pro Wave Trader, and you can somebody could, you guys could give them on Facebook the link. Get the link. Next week, we'll go back to the normal link on Sunday. Get the link, come to the live one. You can ask questions and you'll get your questions answered. So I would have to let you go now because I don't want the YouTube video to be too long. All right? So thank you for coming. I will stop the live streaming and I'll take some questions. All right? Thank you for coming. Have a good day. Bye-bye.